You guys know I always say Islam is the most costly, to put it mildly, religion or dogma or ideology as a whole to the whole planet right now as we speak. Okay? That is very true. Like most of the things I believe in. It's very true. However, that's not going to be true. How's my audio? You guys confirm my audio is okay? Oh yeah, Soha saying audio is great. Thank you so much, Soha. That will not be true, I think, and you guys could disagree with me, and you would be wrong, but you could still disagree with me. That would not be true if you focus on certain areas. Ayan, if you troll me like that again, I will ban your ass, okay? I have trusted people here that are telling me the audio is good, like Soha and Adam and Fatima, and you tell me this. If you troll me like that again, I'll ban you. I won't ban you, but I'll give you a timeout or something. I don't know. So, yeah. So, this whole idea of Islam being the worst religion for the planet is very, very true. But there are times where you focus on certain areas and all of a sudden that's not going to become true. Okay? Again, that doesn't mean that these religions are worse or more costly. It just means in this specific area, there's another religion or an ideology which is doing more harm. If you focus on India, for example, Hinduism is doing a lot more damage to India than Islam. If you focus on China, whatever CCP's ideology is, I don't know if you could call it communism anymore, whatever they doing, whatever fascistic version of fascism they're doing right now there, that's more dangerous than Islam, specifically over there. If you focus on United States, Christianity is doing a lot more damage to politics than Islam. And one of those examples, oh, I understand. Sorry, that's okay, Ayan. You apologize. No, don't, Fatima, don't be so cruel. Fatima is a cruel queen here. Fatima's like, off with their heads. One of those examples is Israel. If you focus on Israel, I believe Judaism as an ideology is doing a lot more damage to Israel as a country than Islam. There is a counter argument to what I'm saying. A lot of the times, some of the damage that these other ideas are doing is getting exponentially more because of Islam giving them an excuse. What I mean is, for example, in India, I say Hinduism is doing a lot more damage, but some people might do a counter argument like, well, Armin, one reason why Hinduism gets to do a lot of damage in India is because of the reactionary, attitudes people have to use Hinduism as a defense against Islam. Or like a lot of these far right groups in North America or Western Europe, those ideas are doing more damage, but also they get to do all of that because they get to do fear mongering, and they also are rising in reaction to Islam. So they're like saying a lot of these is technically still because of Islam. Yeah. But directly, the ideology that is doing the most damage, it's not always Islam. Globally, again, it's Islam. Okay, but I watched this video and I was like, just like having my lunch and I was watching it, and I thought we're just going to be a political video. I like watching Geopolitics. This is the Caspian. What is it called? I like this channel. The Caspian Report. Okay. And it's just weird. Like, I don't know what's happening. Like, am I always this right? Because, or am I just very biased? I think I'm just right. Okay. But I was like, why is it everything I listen to, like, this is worrying? Okay. Like, I'm listening to this, I'm not minding my own business, not getting to religion, just getting to some updates about like military, economics and geopolitics and stuff. And I have this view of like, yeah, like the separate view. And I went to Israel. I talked to a lot of secular Jews. I talked to a lot of atheist Palestinians. I talked to a lot of atheist Arabs, citizens of Israel. I talked to some religious Muslims. I talked to some religious Jews, not as much as I should have. But based on, I talked to some people, I asked their opinions and stuff, and it seemed to me like I came up with some views out of Israel, and this video was just confirming it, and it also contradicted it a little bit at the very end. But I want to go with this to you guys. I'm just telling you guys that I didn't handpick this video to prove my point, okay? I was just listening to some political analysis of Israel, and it just keeps confirming, like, help me out here, okay? Because I feel like, am I just noticing things that agree with my position because I like seeing things that agree with my position? That's why you guys come in the live chat, okay? You guys come in. I'm going to review this video, and my point is only going to be confirmed close to the very end. So you have to be patient with me, okay? You have to be patient with me. But I'll tell you, I honestly think that Judaism as a religion is going to be responsible for Israel not being a Jewish state anymore, as in a state for Jewish people ethnically. So Judaism as a religion is going to might end up making Israel stop being a safe haven for ethnically Jewish people. I know that sounds very weird. I know that sounds like, what the hell? You're like, really? Like, Judaism is going to make Israel, like, it's going to, I'm trying not to use words where YouTube is going to think I'm trying to like promote anything that I'm not, right? I'm just talking about the nature of Israel. I'm trying to not use the word END, because I don't know how YouTube is going to interpret that as if I'm suggesting something that I'm not. YouTube is very weird these days. I don't know what to say, right? But yeah, let's go through this together, okay? And you're gonna see what I'm trying to say, okay? This is gonna show you how mixing religion with politics is very, very dangerous, always, and sometimes in ways that you didn't expect. Okay, let me see if you guys tagged me on anything. If you guys, why did somebody? Soha, why did you delete Deepak? Was he spamming? Be careful with don't be too heavy. Don't do too aggressive admitting. Okay. Anyways, let's watch this together. Let me know if you have audio when I start playing it.
State of Israel.
Whoa, start from the beginning.
Small, fragile, and limited in resources, the State of Israel faces hostile neighbors to the north, east, and south, with the only friendly flank being the Mediterranean Sea. Facing such challenges, Jerusalem has survived by allying with the world's sole superpower. But that is not enough. Considering its situation, Israel must also manage intricate ties with its neighbors either by collaboration, exploitation, or by parlaying technological and economic advantages. The Middle East is a place without justice, and Israel was born in the roughest and most treacherous corner. Its whole existence is defined by the perpetual threat of extinction. So let's talk about the geopolitics of Israel.
Yeah, something that people have to understand when it comes to Israel defending itself. Other countries, when they're defending themselves, I think a lot of people do not appreciate the difference between Israel defending itself and other countries defending itself, okay? When United States is defending itself, it's defending its troops in this corner of the planet, or its assets in that corner of the planet, or its allies military base in that corner of that planet. Okay, when Iran is defending itself, for example, it's defending its borders over here from this country. It's defending itself from some people trying to get independence or something like that. Okay, when China is defending itself, it's similar thing. It's like, oh, you people are trying to become independent, blah blah blah. We're gonna like. It's basically about like, oh, we're not gonna lose control here. We're gonna gain control over there. When Israel is defending itself, is like, guys, if we lose this battle, that's the end of us. That's the end of this country. Okay, so, oh, I said the ND word. God damn it! Like like before, like we don't have those words anymore. Israel managed to win every single one of them somehow, but every battle Israel was in was, if we lose this is the end of us, right? I mean, imagine how the tensions associated with, like, you have to win every battle. The last battle that you lose, it's the last battle ever that you're going to be fighting. That's the situation from day one for Israel. Okay, that's why they had to become so good at doing military. Anyways, let's get in with this video. Oh yeah, Soha is saying yes, he was spamming. Okay, cool.
I'm your host Shirvan, and welcome to Caspian Report. Today's episode is sponsored.
Oh my god, hold on. Let's go. Where were we? Sponsor. Oh, there we go.
Your way to the top. Geographically speaking, Israel can be divided into 3 regions. At the epicenter of the political, economic, and cultural life is the coastal plain, which runs.
She was saying you're spamming. Someone else was spamming. Why do you think everything is about you?
Along the Mediterranean coast into the Judean mountains. The area is home to.
Wait, see, we missed something important.
Mediterranean coast into the Judean mountains. The area is home to Israel's most important urban center, plain, which runs into 3 regions. At the epicenter of the political, economic, and cultural life is the coastal plain, which runs along the Mediterranean coast into the Judean mountains.
This is the only escape Israel has, okay? Every single other place, look at this. It's like, people who don't like us over here, people who don't like us over here, people who don't like us over here, and people who don't. Where do we get? It's just the fishes. The fishes are not our enemies. Every direction, people hate us.
The area is home to Israel's most important urban centers, including Tel Aviv, Haifa, and Jerusalem. The plain also hosts the country's international airports, seaports, critical infrastructure, and political institutions. The coastal plain therefore makes up the heartland of Israel. However,
look at this. Look at okay, so this is the center of all things, like all the main infrastructure, all this centers of economy and industry. It's all here, okay? You see what the problem with this is? You see all these mountainous areas? This is like, if somebody, oh, where's that meme? I have the high ground. Let me just do this. Okay, so you guys know this part? You guys know this? Hold on 1 second. You guys know this scene, right? Why is it so tiny? What the hell? Why is this so tiny? You know what I'm talking about. Oh, there we go. This is better. There. You guys know this reference, right? You guys all know this reference, right? So yeah, apparently if you have the high ground, you automatically win. I didn't know that. Okay? I did not know that. I did not know that until I watched Star Wars. It was like, he was like, I have the high ground. Or like, okay, what does that mean? Like, dude, like you're gonna lose. Like, what? Really? That's how fighting works? If you have the high ground, you win. Is that how? Do you guys? Is that how fighting works? Is that really how fighting works? Because apparently in military, that's how it actually works as well. It's not just Star Wars. Okay, if you are here and the enemy captures these areas, okay, you're done. You're done. Okay.
And stretches a little over 50 kilometers from east to west. That is an alarming narrow margin as it leaves the Israeli heartland without a buffer. A concentrated push.
Wait, what do you say? See, I'm pink.
That is an alarming narrow margin as it leaves the Israeli heartland without a buffer.
Right.
A concentrated push by a military force from either the north, south, or east could knock out the Israeli political and economic hubs.
Yeah, this is another thing I didn't know before, but it keeps coming up again and again and again. Apparently, defending like a narrow geographic area is like very difficult. I don't know why, but apparently that's how it works.
In a matter of hours.
So they could capture this in a matter of hours if they just manage to reach these areas.
This lack of strategic depth is the single most defining geographic feature of Israel.
Right, because if it's narrow, when some enemy attacks, they could just get to every area of your. It's just like easily everywhere on your map is easily accessible. Okay, so like if you're not that narrow, when the enemy attacks, it's gonna be a slower progress into the middle. Okay, this is why, just for example, take a giant sugar cube and drop it inside like water. It's going to take a long time for it to the whole thing to dissolve. But just cut it into narrow pieces and then throw it, and you see the whole thing dissolves much faster. So that's why, like, if that's the narrow area that you have and the enemy attacks, like every strategic part on your land is within like half an hour away, not even actually, for the enemy to gain access to. It's very difficult to defend. Basically, that's my understanding. Lijo is saying, I think the higher ground helps in sniping, and you can see everything from the top. Yeah.
The loss of a single hill, corridor, or plateau can have the harshest consequences, especially with modern weaponry. For instance, a missile launched from somewhere in Syria can reach Tel Aviv in a few minutes. And even though advanced military technology has granted Israel the capacity to nullify these imminent dangers, the lack of strategic depth looms over the country nonetheless. The only place that can be considered a buffer is the Negev desert in the south. Known to be vast, arid, and sparsely populated, the Negev hosts only two notable locations, Eilat and...
Look at this. Imagine if Israel didn't have that. Like, this is like very important water access over here, right? This is very important water access. Like just this tiny little spot, look at this. That just gives them access to an entire, like now they have access water like from this side to the Mediterranean and from this side to the Red Sea. Imagine if they just lose this part. Imagine all the military strategy and economic and trade that they would lose if they just lose this water access.
Gaza. The first, the port city of Eilat, represents Israel's sole access point to the Red Sea and from there to the global markets. Although the city sits outside the Israeli heartland, its strategic value is indispensable because it allows the Israelis to bypass potential naval blockades in the Mediterranean. The second most important site by the Negev is the Gaza Strip. Home to the Palestinians, Gaza acts as a backwater in regional politics. The area holds little strategic value, and so it serves as a place of poverty and neglect. The result of this abandonment is a rise in extremist ideologies and movements.
Yeah, you mix poverty with Islam, and Yeah, you get that's a toxic mix.
Bordering
Qasim saying, and Iran's the Islamic Republic's army's top commander said once, Israeli people would better learn. Oof, I can't say that. Yeah, no, Qasim, I know, because it's actually, yes, what you're saying is a common anti-Semitic comment about Israelis, that we're gonna drive them to the SEA. I don't. This is such a common language that people use that I think there's a trigger thing that's gonna like make YouTube go crazy if I say it. Okay, so this idea of them having to learn how to, I don't know even if I can say that, guys. This is such a trigger. Just read what Qasim is saying, and the fact that I'm not saying it, you should give you an understanding of how common this has been used for a lot of people to see, for me to think that this might be like a trigger alert. Okay, but this is what Qasim is saying, that the Israelis better learn what to do. That is being used as a promotion of something. You know what I'm saying? As in, like, we're gonna come from over here, and we're gonna come from over here, and all the Muslims are gonna unite. They're gonna come here, and they're all either most of them are gonna drown, because the only way out for them is to here, and if they don't know how to swim, there's something's gonna happen to them. Okay, so this is just an understanding that this is such a common thing that a lot of Muslims repeat, which is disgusting. Yes, that. Thank you. No, I will. I'm scheduling. It just happened. Do you think I would have scheduled a live stream for that now? I'm going to schedule a live stream for that tomorrow, for the nuclear scientist that just got assassinated. Yes, I will make a live stream for that.
the Negev Desert are the countries of Egypt and Jordan, with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia located not too far away. The Egyptian front is especially worth mentioning, as the Negev Desert is directly connected to the Sinai Peninsula. These areas act as deterrents while also posing major security risks.
This place is full of crazy people, by the way. This whole Sinai, I thought it was cyanide. Is it like cyanide or Sinai? Yeah, this area is like all, because it's like, this is like no man's land. Okay, all forms of extremism is growing inside it, because there's like nobody's overseeing. It's really hard to oversee this area. Egypt can't do it. Nobody can do it.
Major security risks. While the arid terrain has historically rendered the movement of armies due to logistics, modern technology is overcoming this concern.
Yeah, I was right.
Should a sizable force cross through these deserts, they would have a high degree of maneuverability in reaching the Israeli heartland. Beyond the presence of the local nations, there is...
By the way, Israel gave this part up. It's not going to mention it. Israel, like, after the deal that they had with Egypt, they just took this part, and they were like, yeah, we don't want this. You could have it. This is a bunch. This is a liability. Okay, this whole area is like a liability. Israel just gave it up. Like this area that is bigger than all of Israel today itself. Israel had this. And part of the agreement with Egypt, like, Egypt, you want this? You can have it. We don't want this. Nobody wants this.
Also the question of non-state actors. The Sinai is an area difficult to control, even more so than the Negev. So besides the apprehensions over Egypt, the Israelis must also contend with jihadists, smugglers, and dissidents that are using the Sinai as a safe haven.
This Sinai, is that how you say it? I thought it was like, yeah. Am I saying it wrong? I think he's saying it wrong. But fine, the Sinai. Like, you know how like movies have like a dystopian movies of the end of the world, like in the like Mad Max. Oh yeah, that's what. Okay, if you go to this area, okay, this whole area, Sinai, as he says it, Guys, I'm saying it right. He's saying it wrong. I think so. But this whole area is Mad Max. That's what it looks like. And that's what all the people, all the jihadis and all the extremist group in here. And no, Egypt cannot, nobody can control it. Egypt's government is like, yeah, we give up. You guys, this is like pure anarchy over here, okay? There's nobody is overseeing the crazy people that are like ruling over this land, okay? It's all Mad Max here.
And the Negev. So besides the apprehensions over Egypt, the Israelis must also contend with jihadists, smugglers, and dissidents that are using the Sinai as a safe haven. On the opposite end of Israel to the north lies the Galilee region.
I have been here.
Known for its hilly and mountainous terrain, the Galilee features the Jordan River and the Sea of Galilee, the latter for which the region is named after.
I was baptized in the Jordan River, just for fun. Guys, I was baptized in the Jordan River, and when they baptized me, the priest, I came out and I said, "Hail Satan!" I have that on video. I should release that at some point. And the priest, or whatever he was, he laughed.
These important water supplies have turned the area into
Wait, am I blurry? No, I'm not blurry. I'm fine. You're blurry. Am I blurry? Just like change the resolution. Oh, here. No, I'm fine. It's you guys. Guys, am I blurry? Please release it. I need to see it. Okay, I will. It's fine. Yes. You're not blurry. Okay, good. Who's saying I'm blurry then? All right.
an agricultural and manufacturing hub. As such, the Galilee holds enormous strategic value for those seeking to develop robust economies. It is therefore not by accident that historically foreign powers have taken the northern route when invading Israel. From Babylon, Assyria, Persia, Rome to the Arabs and the Turks, nearly all empires marched down the northern valley to conquer Jerusalem. In modern times, Lebanon and Syria make up the northern neighbors, with Jordan straddling along the eastern edge. However, the historical security dilemma still exists to this day, and the only way to hold off numerically superior forces is by occupying the nearby heights.
Yes, see? The only way to defend this area is to occupy the nearby heights. Let me show you the meme again. this is how when I was watching Star Wars as a kid, I didn't know I was like learning about military operations. Okay, I did not know that's how everything works. Like, oh, you just have to have the high ground. Okay, that's all that matters. Okay, that's how everything works. Okay, guys, I was in Israel and they were telling me that they're gonna capture Israel needs to take the Golan Heights away from Syria because they need to have the high ground, and it's a security. Like, they're like, international law, we don't care. Like, we need to have the high ground, or else these idiots are gonna come and like, just see. I don't know how to say it, but you guys know what I'm. Make us stop breathing. How about that? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. What are the rules? What are the rules? That would be the end of us. Okay. So they're like, I was like, what? You need to be like, is that no? You guys are just making stuff up. You need to go and violate international laws and get this land because it's higher. Like, is this? I was like, who's buying this? It's like, are we like playing the game like the land is lava and I need to be on top because if I'm on the bottom, I'm gonna lose, and if I'm higher, I'm gonna win? I was like, come on, this can't be like this. Come on, come up with a better excuse. If you're gonna violate international laws, come up with a better excuse. Apparently not. That's how it works. Apparently they were telling me the truth. Okay. I'm like, okay. I mean, okay. So a lot of people keep, by the way, saying Israel is violating international laws and stuff, and technically they are. But if you sometimes if you have to choose between, you could not violate international laws and also stop living because there are people on the other side that want to end you. Again, I have to be very careful about how I talk about this, okay? And you're like, you know what? Maybe we should break a couple of international laws. Like, I mean, I'm not defending breaking international laws. I'm just saying when it comes to their calculation, like, okay, these lands are higher, okay, and apparently we need to. The generals are like, if we don't capture these heights, we could, like, the enemy could just move in, and that would be the end of us any day. Okay, any day. And the international community is telling us that, oh yeah, you don't have any legal right to capture this. And we could be like, oh, okay, international community, I guess we don't have any legal rights to take this. And we just listen to the international community, and then we might survive one day and we might not survive, right? Or they could be like, you know what, screw international laws. We're just going to take this area and live to see another day. Okay, so this is, again, I'm not saying if this is right way of thinking or right way of thinking. I'm just saying this is what the calculation is, okay? I know you guys disagree with all of this, but that's what, I mean, sometimes when your decision-making process involves existing or not existing, then abiding by international laws seem to be like not that high on your priority list, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you guys? Do you know what I'm saying?
For instance, military forces located on the Golan Heights and the anti-Lebanon mountains would have a significant advantage over the proximity. Just imagine the damage one can inflict through long-range artillery. It is for that reason that Israel occupies the Golan Heights as a buffer against a hostile Syria. The same argument can be made for the other occupied territories. For instance, by controlling the high ground along the Jordan River.
The high ground, that's how everything works.
Israel can ensure the security of its eastern flank.
So basically, they should remake this meme, okay? Seriously, they should put like Israel over here. Like, I have the high ground, it's over. And they have like the picture, and it needs to be like, I don't know, Iran or something, or Syria. It's over. Okay, you lose.
Flank. So, although there is no legal validity to Israel's occupation over these strategic heights, without them, the state of Israel would be just one breath away from total destruction. Ordinarily, nations...
One breath away from total destruction. Total destruction. That is, again, when Israel is defending itself, it's not like, oh yeah, this would be inconvenient for us if we lose the control of this area, like when other countries are defending themselves, okay? When Israel is defending itself, it's always defending itself from total destruction within like half an hour. Or like if they lose a strategic area, people could just like, it's just like after that, it's just going to be a flood of like, it would be a bloodbath. And again, these are the enemies of Israel are not people who be like, oh, we captured this area, so we're okay now. The enemies of Israel are countries are like every single. By the way, I walked across this area. I remember. I actually watched this. Like the enemies of Israel are people who, if they capture Israel, they're like, okay, we're gonna take revenge on you over here, and on you, and on you, and you, and you, and you. It's not gonna be like, oh, we captured the military areas and now we're good now, and this is our land now, and fine. Nope. They're gonna be like, you over here, you over here. Yeah, you have to pay. Everybody here has to pay. Oh, and even the Arabs who are betrayed us by becoming Israeli citizens, they also have to pay. So that's what Israel would be dealing with.
Resolve their security shortcomings by forming strong alliances or multilateral agreements. For Jerusalem, however, friends are few and far. Should any of the neighbors sense weakness on the Israeli part, they would likely act on it. That is precisely what happened in 1948 when Israel declared its independence from the British Mandate.
From, like Israel was like, oh, we're a new country now, and all the neighbors were like, happy birthday, let's go to war, like on your birthday.
Egypt, Jordan, Iraq, Syria,
Yep.
Saudi Arabia, and Yemen officially entered the conflict.
Right on the very first day. On the very first day, they were like, okay, your birthday gift is like, we all attack you at the same time on on day one. On day one. We're all like, okay, you're a new country. We declare war against all of us. All of us. And I bet you they thought, like, this is going to be easy. Like, what the hell? This baby, pfft, you got, look at you, so cute. Oh, you have a new country over there. It would be a shame if somebody invaded it. And by somebody, it means all of your neighbors and other Arab countries as well. Okay? They're like, yeah, sure, buddy. Your new country. Okay, that's cute. That's cute. And they thought this is going to be easy. They're just going to go in like, pfft, who are these people? Like, they look at their numbers. They have nothing. And they just like, we have been countries for much longer. Some of us are ancient countries. And they just walked right in and they're like, okay, let's attack. Let's just end these pathetic morons think that they could just come walk in our neighborhood and start a country. And they were like, they lost. What? They lost. They just lost. Like that, guys. The feeling that the Jewish people had when they won against all of these countries, I don't know this, but I do. It's probably the exact feeling when the Arabs had when they started attacking Roman and Persian cities and they kept falling one after another. Okay, because I bet you a whole bunch of Jewish are like, why are we winning? Like, this cannot be anything but a miracle. Like, look, we just started a country and we got attacked by every goddamn neighbor that we have and then some, and we won. This must be divine intervention. How could it be anything other than divine intervention? And I bet you that's exactly what the Arabs felt when they started attacking Roman and Persian cities, and they were like, we're attacking two empires at the same time, and we're winning. How is this even possible? And they were like, we must be on the right side of some divine authority, or else this would not be possible. All right? I think that's what the feeling they had.
In each of Israel's main regions, geopolitical nightmares came true. Egypt crossed the Negev desert in the first few days of the fighting. In the Galilee, Syria...
Imagine like Egypt coming from here, and Syria coming from there, and Saudis, and Lebanon, everybody. And you're like a tiny little country, a baby country. And all these big boys are showing up at your door, and they have big guns with them.
Syria used the Golan Heights to bombard.
Yeah, see, Syria used the Golan Heights, and that's why Israel is like, you know what, guys? When you had the Golan Heights, you were not very friendly with us. I think we're going to take that away from you now. So yeah, the Syrians come from the Golan Heights, and they use that in their advantage as expected.
Few days of the fighting. In the Galilee, Syria used the Golan Heights to bombard Israeli settlements before launching an invasion of its own. Meanwhile, the Israeli heartland, namely the area surrounding Jerusalem, was under attack by the Jordanian Arab Legion. Still, through a combination of military excellence on the Israeli part and military incompetence on the Arab part.
Yeah, both were required. The Israeli had military excellence, and the Arab armies had to have extreme incompetence for this to, like, anybody that was going to be a betting person would have bet against the Israelis, right? I mean, you have to be you looking at this new country with such a small population being attacked by this many Arab countries at the same time. You would have to be like, I don't know what would possess you to bet in favor of the Israelis, and yet they won. Like, how bad do you have to be at doing anything military? I don't know what the terminology is. I'm not a military person. But how bad do you have to be for you to lose this battle? I mean, it can't be that the Israelis were just that good. It must be that you're also really, really bad.
Israel managed to secure an unlikely victory.
Yes.
That victory, however, was incomplete. Yes, Israel began a process of solidifying its borders and searched for other means of deterrence, such as its nuclear missile program in the 90s.
Guys, by the way, when this happened, the Arab world and the Islamic world as a whole was already going through a crisis of identity, because it was already like they didn't have a caliphate anymore, and everything was falling apart, and the whole world was advancing, and they were left behind. They looked at European countries and North American countries, and they were so ahead in science and technology, and you used to be an empire, and your countries are now like just eating dust, and they like, what's happening? And they were like, what are we doing wrong? And some of them were like, maybe because we're too much we're following Islam too much. Maybe we need to look at what these people are doing and do that. And some people were like, no, we're not doing Islam enough. That's why we're falling behind. Like I don't know, like the Muslim Brotherhood and all of these other groups started creating, and they were like, guys, we used to be powerful when we followed Islam, and now we're not powerful. So why are you guys saying we should follow these European models? We should go back to following Islam. That was going to solve all this problem. So yeah, but they were basically, everybody was going through a crisis of identity, and like, why are we so weak? This is so embarrassing. Why are we so weak? And then this happened. By the way, this happened twice. And then this happened. You had like all the major Arab countries attacking this tiny little Jewish country, and they all lose at the same time, right in the middle of this identity crisis that they're having. I mean, this was embarrassing. This was an international humiliation for both the Arab world and for the Islamic world, because it was both Arabs being defeated and Islam being defeated by this other, because if it was at least other Muslims attacking them, we're like, oh, it was just Muslim fighting Muslims. But no, these are just these people with the other religions. Like, why are they winning? They don't have Allah on their side. What are we doing wrong? Right? So it was humiliating, it was embarrassing, and it was I wish I was alive at that point to watch it.
1950s and 1960s. However, the neighboring countries would not let go, and they could not. The Palestinian refugee crisis was reaching its boiling point, pan-Arab nationalism was taking hold, and all the Arab nations began boosting their armies.
But this is at a time, by the way, that people were like, you know what? Maybe this whole this is why the Muslim Brotherhood and other groups were started, because other Arabs were like, yeah, maybe this obsession with Islam is not helping us so much. We should become united using something else. How about like we're just all Arabs, okay? Forget this Islam obsession. The rest of the world, like this was a time where like the concept of nation building and re-engineering nations were like happening left and right. People were like, can we make these areas a country? Like, okay, let's try that for a couple. Oh no, okay, how about we make these areas a country? Like the nations were being like, right now when you see like somebody losing a border is like huge news. Okay, they're like, oh my god, this country cut into two pieces, or this country just lost its borders. Oh my god, this is like major news. Back at this time, like people were just like redrawing maps left and right, and people were like, wait, should we get united over religion? No. Should we get united over ethnicity? Can we have the Kurds were like, hey guys, given that everybody is passing out countries left and right, can we have a country? And people were like, sure, you get a country. And they were like, okay, well, just wait in line until we get a country. And nobody called upon them, and the Kurds never got a country. Okay, so but everybody was going left and right, where they were saying, everybody was like, can I speak to the managers of countries. Okay, can I have a country right now? Can we make a country over here? All right. So everybody was just doing left and right, like, and but the Arabs were like, maybe we should all just be together and just be like pan Arabs and just be like unite over being Arabs, and that worked for like half a second. But we'll see. Okay, but that this whole pride over being Arab instead of pride over being Muslim was also crushed for many other reasons, especially this whole losing over Israel, being defeated by Israel, really made being proud over being Arab very, very, very difficult. Oh, Soha is speaking, by the way. Soha is an Arab, so she knows where they're talking. Soha is saying it was embarrassing and it is still embarrassing. Oh, so don't be embarrassed. It wasn't you, Soha. I know you're not Doba. Oh, so it is still embarrassing.
Round of hostilities was inevitable. In 1967, that war began.
Okay, so you had 1948, and then people were like, oh my God, how did we lose this? And then 1967, they were like, okay, let's try this one more time. Okay? Yeah, okay, it's not over until it's over, okay? Like, come on, we cannot let Israel humiliate us this much. We need to go and like show them who's boss in this region.
In 1967, that war began, and it unraveled across Israel's geostrategic concerns. Egyptian forces crossed from the west into the Negev desert, while Jordanian units launched attacks in Jerusalem from the east. Syria, meanwhile, launched artillery strikes against Israeli settlements in the Gulf.
Again, they were like, all of the like every Arab neighbor, like, okay, let's all unite again and attack Israel a second time. All right?
Region, and Lebanon conducted air attacks on Israeli positions.
I mean, we can't lose such a humiliating such a humiliating defeat twice. I mean, come on, having this many countries attack the small, tiny, pathetic country once, and all of us losing at the same time once. Of course, that was a fluke. That cannot happen again.
In the north. As unlikely as it seemed, that war resulted in yet another decisive Israeli victory.
Another victory for the small, tiny country. I mean, this is David and Goliath, like in real life, okay? This is like tiny country. All of these big boys in the region with all the giant armies attacking at the same time, losing to Israel not once, but twice. I mean, if the first time it wasn't humiliating enough, the second time, how do you manage to lose twice?
Capture of all the strategic territories and heights.
Yes, exactly. Somebody saying Allah is with the Israelis. Exactly.
Israel's victory on the battlefield demoralized the Arab governments to such an extent that it ushered in an era of instability in the Arab world.
Yeah.
In turn, this gave the Israelis some necessary breathing room. Furthermore, the victory in 1967 opened the door for a strategic partnership between Israel and the United States.
By the way, before all of this, a lot of people think like United States and Israel were always buddy-buddy, okay? Did you guys know United States before? I mean, after this victory, United States were like, okay, we need to make these guys our real allies. Like, I know we're like allies and all, but I mean, come on, we need to be like allies, okay? But before all of this, did you guys know that there was a point in history where United States put before all of these victories and all, but United States put sanctions on Israel? Did you guys know that? How many of you guys know that the United States, there was a time where United States put sanctions on Israel? Did you guys know that? I could, like, when I was studying the history, I was like, what? What? How many of you knew that? Okay, let's continue.
Prior to this, Jerusalem and Washington.
I forgot what was the reason. It had something to do with the French. It had something to. I forgot what was the. I know that. I did not. I remember reading that. I forgot what the reason was. I just remember it had the French was somehow involved, if I remember correctly.
Had casual relations, but the Soviet support for the Arab states in the Six-Day War pushed Israel.
Oh, okay. So yes. This is when United States was decided. All of a sudden, you know what made United States and Israel become like buddies, right? Obsessively buddies. Okay, it was the Red Scare, of course. It was the Red Scare. Of course, it was anti-communism. It's all like, what do you think drove United States foreign policy other than we need to stop communism? There's nothing else, okay? There was nothing else at that time. The only thing that United States, every decision that they made when it comes to foreign policy, I was like, should we do this or not? They were like, how would this stop the commies? Like, it does. We don't do it. Oh, is this? Oh, yeah. Oh, this stops the commies. We do it. Every decision was like, we need to stop the commies. And like, science, we're doing science because we need to stop the commies. Okay, we're studying this plant because we need to stop the commies. We're like everything. Okay, yeah. So, of course, in this situation, also, what made Israel and United States buddies is because the goddamn commies. Of course. Let me see what you guys are saying. Did you guys? How many of you knew about? Well, Henry Kissinger solved it. I don't know what that's referring to. I want to know how many people knew. Oh my God, Aryan, if you tell me right now in the middle of this live stream to cover something else, I keep telling you guys, if you have video recommendation, that there's a video recommendation channel in our Discord server. Link is in the description. Look at this. I'm in the middle of trying to focus on this topic, and you guys are bringing other topics to me. Like, why are you tagging me and distracting me from this topic that we're talking about? You know how hard it is? I have 3 screens in front of me. I have to pay attention to this. I have to remember stuff that I read like couple of years ago, and I have to like pay attention to your tag, and I have to make sure I don't. Yeah, goddamn comments, exactly. Oh my God. Oh, here, finally some. No, what is this? Is this some conspiracy stuff? What the hell is this conspiracy crap doing in my live chat? Is this some conspiracy stuff? Yeah, I don't know what this is. Every time I hear Rockefeller, I was like, my spidey senses are like, this is some hardcore conspiracy. If you guys, yeah, sorry. It's okay, Arya. Anyways.
United States. Prior to this, Jerusalem and Washington had casual.
Okay, sorry, Aryan, if I misunderstood what you're saying. Okay, sorry. It's okay.
Relations, but the Soviet support for the Arab states in the Six-Day War pushed Israel closer into the American camp.
Yes, so the Soviets supported the Arabs, so United States is like, hey, guess what, Israel? We're best friends now because the Soviets are supporting your enemies. When the Soviets support your enemies, we become your best buddies.
This newfound relationship would go on to be instrumental.
That's as simple as it was. Anyone that was not just the enemy of the Soviets, anyone that was the enemy of the proxies of the Soviets would be like, United States were like, hey, hello, are you looking for a new friend? We heard the Soviets do not like you. Do you want cash? How much cash do you want? Here's all the cash you want. Okay. Who's being mean to you? Who's being mean to you? Tell us. Point. Show me where the Soviets touched you. And we go after them, okay?
In bolstering Israel's national security. However, Israel's newfound triumph came with strings attached. The newly captured territories were populated by Palestinians who were not loyal to the Israeli state. This created a new crisis.
Oh, okay. So we're getting to modern stuff. We're getting to territory that the rest of us recognize, okay? hold on.
Triumph came with strings attached.
So,
The newly captured territories
so Israel was like, why are we, Israel was literally like, why are we winning? We're tired. Like they were literally tired of winning because they kept on capturing areas that they didn't want. They're like, what do we do with all this land? God damn it, we just wanted this tiny strip, but they keep attacking us and we keep winning. We keep winning, and now we have lands we don't know what to do with. Hey, Egypt, you want this land back? I mean, oh my God, there's other land. Oh my God, there's so many Arabs here. This is not even Jews. Like, what do we do with all this land? Do we let it go, or do we keep it? If we keep it, it's like these people don't like us. If we let it go, they're going to use these areas to attack us. I don't know. What do we do with all this land that we have now?
were populated by Palestinians who
Yeah,
were
so basically now they have land that they didn't even want at the beginning because they keep winning against these Arabs who attack them, and they're like, okay, these are our people now? Yeah, like, I guess. Like, okay, who are you guys? They're like, oh, we're Palestinians. I'm like, can we be, we're not going to be friends, are we? Like, yeah, no, we're not going to be friends. Okay, I'm like, oh my God, this is probably going to be a problem. All right, so that's just a summary of Israel-Palestine conflict.
Populated by Palestinians who were not loyal to the Israeli state. This created a new crisis within Israel that has lasted to the present day.
Right.
The millions of Palestinians residing in Israel, the West Bank, or the Gaza Strip became either Arab Israeli citizens or occupied persons in a state of limbo.
So that's a major difference. He's saying or this, as if it's like, oh, you either became an Arab Israeli citizen or a Palestinian in a limbo. Like, oh yeah, this or that. Like that is like a major difference. A major difference. That's like being in a situation that some people refer to as apartheid, or being an Israeli citizen that has the full rights of voting and representation and the protection of the Israeli state. That, like, technically, it's supposed to be. Okay, I know that's not always the case, but that's like a world of difference. So the Arabs that ended up being like Palestinians, and the Arabs that ended up being Israeli citizens, yeah, I mean, their experiences since all of this has not been the same. They have been living in completely different worlds, these two groups of people.
Or occupied persons in a state of limbo. Granting them citizenship was considered unrealistic.
Lean, oh, we have Palestinians here. Lean is like, I'm Palestinian and I'm watching silently. Are you a Palestinian in Palestine? Are you in Palestine? Are you watching this from Palestine? That would be amazing. Not silent anymore. Oh my God. Adam, okay, hold on. Lean, are you in Palestine right now?
As this would have created a demographic crisis. It was believed that somewhere in the future, the Palestinians would become a majority due to their higher birth.
Oh, okay. So this was the problem. This is what the Israel was deciding. Israel, like, okay. So we got all this land. We're giving out Israeli citizenship to some of these Arabs, but I mean, we were supposed to be a Jewish state, right? Like, are we going to just hand out citizenship? Like, are we just going to like make them all citizens? I mean, we did the counting. We did the counting, and we're good at that. Okay? And the numbers show, let me check the numbers one more time. The numbers show that there's a lot of them. Yeah, that's what the numbers show. Okay, there's a lot of them. And if we make them, I mean, they're technically, this is our land now because we won the war. But if we keep handing out citizenships, I don't think we're going to be a Jewish state for much longer. So what do we do? Like, do we just give it back? Or like, well, if we give it, so here, it's going to tell you why. So they're like, okay, so this is actually very complicated, okay? So they were like, if we keep it and make everybody a citizen, we're going to stop being a Jewish state, okay? If we let it go, I mean, these are really strategic areas, some of them, okay? And this is where it gets very, very important, okay? Some of these areas are very strategic areas, and some of them are not. And they're like, if we give these parts up, this is just going to open the door for the enemy to come right back in. But there are some parts that they should have given up. There are some parts that they should have given up. And guess why they didn't give it up? Waiting for the live chat. Waiting for the live chat. There are some parts that if they have given this, look at these complications they're having right now. They're like, these people, if we become citizens, they don't even like us. And now we're letting them vote. I mean, they're going to just change this entire government and we're going to be just like our neighbors. So we can't make them citizens. These strategic areas, I guess military, for strategic reasons, we're not going to give that up. But there were many other areas that they could have given up and they would have saved themselves a world of headache. They were like, you know what? We don't want this area as our country. And they didn't give it up. And most of the conflict, I would say, that they're dealing with right now is because they didn't give it up. Why did they not give it up? Nope. Greater Israel plan? No. No. Why didn't they give it up? Why? Why? Come on, guys. You know this. You know this. Come on. Why would I be... Look at... Okay. I'll give you a hint. No. To survive? No. No. Okay. What channel are you on right now? That should give you a hint. Not for strategic... No, if it was for strategic reasons, it would be forgivable. Leverage. No. Yes! It's religion! It's because of goddamn religion! I'm not kidding. It's because of religion. All of this, a country with such level of advanced strategy and gaming and military strategic planning and all of these smart genius people decided to make it such a dumb decision. Like, let's keep these places that serves no strategic purposes and would have been so much better if we just like, you could have this, you could go, you can have your land, but hey, no, I mean, all the good parts are not mentioned in the Bible. All the good parts, all the parts that we need is not mentioned in the Bible, but God damn it, God promised us this land. And for some reason, he promised us the shitty parts. But we're going to take it. The parts that are important, that the Bible doesn't promise, we already have it. We already have it, but we have to go take all these useless parts that nobody needs, that we would save so much hassle if we're not there, because it's in the goddamn Bible. It's in the Bible. This is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm saying. What I'm trying to tell you is that Judaism is a disease for Israel. Okay? This is why the title of this video, you should have given that should have been a hint. The title of this video is Judaism versus Israel. Anyways, let's watch this.
It was believed that somewhere in the future, the Palestinians would become a majority due to their higher birth rates and thereby capable of seizing more political power, possibly even ending Israel as a Jewish state.
Right.
So, for the Israelis, this was an unacceptable future. However, retreating from the Palestinian territories was no option either.
Right. So some of them, let's go through which ones were strategic and which ones were not strategic. And by the way, there's going to be some counterpoints to what we're saying as well. Okay, hold on.
The West Bank hosts many cities that are sacred to the Jewish faith.
Do you hear that? You hear that? The West Bank.
Option either. The West Bank hosts many cities that are sacred to the Jewish faith and thus politically difficult to concede.
Why? Why should it be? They have some areas where they're holy to the religious people. Just, hey, Israel, you could go to your religious people and you could go tell them that you could go. I can't say it, right? I can't because we're on YouTube. You know what you could go get. I can't say it. All right, you know what the government could tell its religious people? Like, guys, we're trying to stay alive here. We're trying to survive. Okay, you're bringing up ancient scripture and like, hey, can we focus on staying alive? Huh? Can we focus on that, please? And like, no, we cannot let these places go. It's holy. It's holy. Does it?
So what happened instead is that over time, Israeli settlements were constructed throughout East Jerusalem and the West Bank.
Guys, I'm telling you, it made no strategic reason. They don't let them lie to you. These whole settlements in the West Bank, it's nothing but headache for Israel itself. There is no, but like, if you do a cost-benefit analysis, you think the settlements in West Bank was bad for like just the Palestinians or people who live there? It was even worse for Israel itself. And I'm telling you, there is no good reason. There's no reason at all that anybody can offer other than this is the land of God. God promised this to Abraham. He promised it to Abraham. And again, the areas that God promised is the most useless parts.
This cemented Israeli control over these regions and enhanced the security of Israel. But it also stoked ethnic tensions across the area and impaired the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. In the of Israel, security Israeli control were constructed throughout East Jerusalem and the West Bank. This cemented Israeli control over these regions and enhanced the security of Israel.
No, bull crap. It actually reduces the security of Israel because, yeah, you know what? You could play this game of creating buffer zone and you could keep going. Like, okay, now I need a buffer zone for my buffer zones. And then you capture a new area and you're like, well, now I need another buffer zone for these new buffer zones, okay? So you can't just keep playing the game forever, okay? And again, the settlement, this whole building these settlements in the West Bank has been devastating to guys, after World War II and after these victories against the Arabs, it would have been such an easy win politically around the world for Israel to have everybody on Israel's side, okay? Everybody on Israel's side. If it wasn't for these goddamn settlements, like, who wouldn't be sympathetic to the Israeli cause? Nobody would have any excuse to be like, look at these poor little underdogs. Everybody keeps attacking them and they keep winning. And I mean, these are the people that they have been wrong throughout the history. I mean, there are anti-Semites everywhere. I mean, everywhere on the planet they go, everybody hates them. And now they finally have a place where they're safe. And now everybody's attacking them. I mean, this is right after World War II, where like discrimination against the Jews were as like globally peaked to levels that nobody could even imagine, to levels that I can't even mention on this channel because YouTube for some goddamn reason is. That's how bad it got that I can't even mention it without worrying about the strike. Okay, and right after that, like, how hard was it to get the whole world on your side? This whole West Bank settlement managed to get the world to be like, Israel, maybe you're not on the right side. Like, are you serious? Are you goddamn serious? Like, after everything that happened to us, you're gonna say we're on the wrong side? I mean, but it would have been so difficult to lose this international battle against for hearts and minds if you just stopped these goddamn settlements. You didn't need all these settlements. I mean, for the sake of, this is why I met a lot of Zionists in Israel that are against the settlements. Zionists are like, these settlements have caused us nothing but headache. We don't need this. There's nothing here for us. But keep the Golan Heights. That makes strategic sense.
but it also stoked ethnic tensions across the area and impaired the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. In the following decades, Egypt.
By the way, that's too late right now. Okay, so I keep saying that this is all of this feedback is too late. Like undoing the settlements is almost impossible right now, and they were designed to be built in a way to make it almost impossible to undo. Right. So this whole like stop the settlements is probably never going to happen again. It's just like, yeah, it's just already there. I mean, it's very sneaky, by the way. Like, hey, let's put a whole like you make the settlements, you sell it at a discount to a whole bunch of Jews, especially religious Jews, who are like, oh my God, like you think we want to live in Tel Aviv? No, we want to go live where the Bible says we should be living, right? So they're gonna go over there, and then Israel's like, we have Jews in hostile territory. We have Jews in hostile territory. If we don't have an extreme level of military presence everywhere around here, these Jews are sitting ducks. And yeah, it's true. They are. You need to, like, if you imagine if you leave the Jews that are in the settlements right now in the settlements and you pull out the military. Yeah, that would not be good. That would not be good, given where they live. Given where they live, I think the military just moving out, they're going to be like, okay, so we're leaving. Just remember to feed the dogs and turn off the. Oh, wait, what? You guys are already. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wait, are you breathing? No, you're not breathing either. Oh, I guess. Okay. Oh, this happened faster than we thought.
And Jordan would make peace with Israel, but the Palestinians would form new groups and launch raids and attacks with the aim to dislodge the Israeli occupation. The violence did not work, but neither did the negotiations, and instead a seemingly perpetual insurgency took hold. Today, Israel no longer faces an existential threat, but to weather the geopolitical storms, it must pursue specific objectives. First and foremost, Israel needs to maintain its strategic relationship with the United States.
Yeah, which is strategic reliance is becoming more and more unpredictable. This is why Israel is like, oh my God, we get this. Like, hey, my fellow Arab friends, the United States is not as reliable as we used to think. You want to be friends? No. Hey, do you guys hate Iran, right? We hate Iran too. Can we be friends over that? Yeah, okay. Yeah, now I have your attention now. Oh, great. Come on, guys. Let's get along. Iran, right? Yeah, Iran. Oh my, yeah, come on. Like, yeah, let's get that's a good way for us to become friends.
Having America as an ally.
What the hell are you talking about? Are you serious? I've been defending them this entire video.
Means that Israel's Mediterranean flank remains secure from a naval threat. Currently, Washington is in the process of detaching itself from Middle Eastern affairs.
Yeah, so United States is like, you know what? We don't know what you guys are up to. Like, we have bigger problems now, okay? Like, our foreign policy, well, used to be very, very much focused on the Middle East and the area surrounding it. But you guys, there better be a God because you guys need help. There better be a God because we're gonna like. I understand now why the British gave you guys to us. Okay, I understand why the British was like, guy, the British Empire is like, yeah, like we're trying to hey, Jews and Arabs, can you be friends? Like, oh no, okay, we're out of here. We're out of here. United States, you want to step in? Be my guest. And United States, like, don't worry, we got this. And now after a couple of decades, like, you know what? We're out as well. Okay. I don't like, so United States is like slowly realizing what the British Empire was realized a long time ago, or the remnants of the British Empire. And And United States is like, guys, you do realize that we have China to worry about, okay? Like, we need to make. I mean, we had like 9/11 and all, and because of that, we were paying a little bit too much attention to you guys here. But yeah, China seems to be a much higher priority. So we're just gonna slowly black out. You're just gonna slowly, slowly go out, and you guys got. Yeah, I believe it. You guys got this. You guys got it. And this is why, like, everybody, like, okay, Saudis and Israelis, come on, okay, be friends, come on, kiss, 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 kiss. We're out of here, guys. We're gonna leave. You guys, can you just be friends, please? Can you just be friends? God, you got this. You got this. We believe in you. And they're like leaving.
But the Israeli lobby may yet be powerful enough to glue America and Israel, even if the former has no genuine interests in.
So the U.S. government is like, yeah, we need to, like, we have other interests around the globe other than the Middle East, but Israel is like, you guys know we have a very powerful lobby, right? And you guys want to be reelected, right?
The Middle East. Second, Israel must normalize its relationship with the Arab world. It is in midst of doing so, but to make things work, Jerusalem must also approach the Arab publics in addition to the governments. Otherwise, it could all fall apart swiftly. Third, Israel must resolve the conflict with the Palestinians.
Okay, Sherwan. Okay, yeah, sure. Like, yeah, we'll just get right on that. Well, like, hey, Palestinians, I know we haven't been talking for a while, but do you want to be friends now? Ooh, you Frankstone? Okay.
Beyond the recent peace deals with the Arab world, Israel must address the Palestinian issue for.
It says, like, oh, yes, Israel must resolve this conflict with the Palestinian issue. And, like, Israeli government is like saying, like, why did we not think of this? Oh yeah, of course. Let me see. Let me check my schedule. Okay, yeah, Wednesday is free. I have Wednesday free. Okay, Wednesday, resolve conflict. Okay, become best buddies with the Palestinians. Okay, got this. We'll get it done. Thank you, Sherwan. Thank you. I mean, no, I mean, I love Sherwan, but I'm just making.
Sake of domestic stability. Some sort of deal must be arranged that sees the stabilization and demilitarization of the Palestinian groups, perhaps with a degree of self-governance. Doing nothing would be a fatal mistake.
But that's the strategy right now. The strategy is like, guys, we don't need to fix everything. We could just keep it as is. But again, at some point, it's going to fall apart. Wait a minute. Is this what I think it is? Do you guys see this golden? Is this what I think it is? I think is that the Baha'i temple? Hold on. Is it what I think it is? It is, isn't it? Hold on. Yes, this is the Baha'i temple in Israel, isn't it? I've been here. Look at this. Look at the eye I have. It's just like in the corner of the screen, and I just noticed it. Man, I impress myself all the time. That's what this is. How am I this good? That's what it is. That's what we saw, right? Yes. This is the Baha'i temple. Did you guys know the Baha'i temple is in Israel? This is what this is.
Unlikely result in new uprisings and
look, it's right here.
Conflicts. Fourth, Israel must.
By the way, yeah, it's like it doesn't serve any purposes. By the way, it's just pretty. It's just like, look at our temple, it's so pretty. And like, what are you guys doing there? Like, look at the temple, it's so pretty. And like, okay, what religious purposes does it serve? Look at the temple, it's so pretty. And like, okay.
Israel must resolve the conflicts to its north, namely the dangers from Syria, Lebanon, and the non-state actors that reside there. The situation in the north is so tense that Israel cannot afford to look weak or wait for the enemy to strike first. As a result, Jerusalem often pursues a preemptive policy. However, there may yet be another way to nullify the northern threat. For this, Israel needs allies in the outer periphery like Turkey. But
okay, Turkey, sure. I mean, you have trading relationship with Turkey, but you guys, Turkey is really trying to be acting like the Sunni defender, because Iran acts like the main guardian of the Palestinian people, but Turkey is now competing with Iran as the Sunni guardian of the Palestinian people. So yeah, it's really just going to be very difficult to mend relationship with Turkey, where Turkey is trying to be like, we're not corruptible like these Arab countries. Look at these Emiratis and these Saudis and these Sudanese with their deals with the enemy. You Muslim, the Ummah could rely on Turkey as the only defender of the Palestinian. Not Iran. Iran is Shia. Come on, guys. Look at us. We'll bring back the Ottoman Empire. We'll bring glory back to Islam. So that's going to look very bad if all of a sudden Turkey is like, okay, fine, let's be friends with Israelis, right? So I don't know how that's going to work out when Turkey is trying to create an identity of being the bringing back the Ottoman Empire and being representative of Islam everywhere. So yeah, I mean, anything could happen. Be my guest, though.
it also needs to make peace with the Iranians to curb their
Okay, sure. Oh my God, I thought you were being ambitious when you said we could have an agreement with Turkey. Oh no, you were. Oh, with Iran. Oh yeah, sure. Oh wow, sure one for sure. Like yeah, okay, let's make Israel and Iran best buddies. Sure. We get right on that. I honestly think like this is ambitious. I thought this is ambitious. Like, oh yeah, Israel needs to mend its relationship with Turkey. This is not at all ambitious compared to this.
Needs to make peace with the Iranians.
Peace with the Iranians. Peace with the Iranians. Peace between Israel and Iran? What? How? I mean, I guess anything is possible, but what? Like, I mean, seriously? I mean, okay, guys, okay, I'm not saying it's not possible. Anything is possible, okay? I mean, Iran went from a country that banned hijab, was the only country, the goddamn planet, that banned hijab at some point publicly, to being the only country in the world right now that made hijab mandatory for everybody, including non-Muslims. So that's a major shift in one generation. But that was a different government. Are you saying peace with this government? I mean, the only way that this could be peace between Israel and Iran is if this government in Iran falls. I mean, is this being seriously suggested? I mean, okay, technically anything is possible. Technically, Jesus might come out right down in front of us and be like, guys, don't worry about this. I'm bringing the end of times. None of this geopolitics matters, okay? So anything is possible, okay? Anything. I mean, that would be very bad for the Jews if that happens, okay? Because if that becomes the reality, then, yeah, like you didn't have to worry about Muslims committing the G word. Jesus is going to do it for you, okay? Anyways, that's another story. But I'm saying technically everything is possible, but are we really going to exercise things that are this unlikely? Peace between Israel and Israel, sure. Like, what a common recommendation is this? yeah, Israel, why haven't you tried making peace with the people who are against your entire existence? Why didn't you become more friendly with people who think that everything wrong with the world is because of your existence? Why don't you go and be friends with them? This is kind of like I don't know. God damn it. This is kind of like somebody being like ard and beaten half to death, and then you coming in like, well, did you ask them politely to stop? Like, what are you talking about? Peace with Iran. God damn it. This is good. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Michael saying, if Ayatollahs and Imams were thrown out of power, then I'm sure Israel could have. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that would be the only. But it's saying, but this video is suggesting like, oh yeah, go make peace with Iran, like with this government.
Periphery like Turkey, but it also needs to make peace with the Iranians to curb their proxy activities.
Oh my god. I think that would be like the Ayatollahs could not stop laughing if they do that. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, hey Ayatollahs, can we be friends and you stop all your proxy activities in the region? How about that? Like, like the Ayatollahs are like, dude, we are using you so that we have proxy activities in the region. What are you talking about? Like our entire, our entire like relevancy in this entire region is because of you and how much we've demonized you. Like, you guys need to be our enemies. Like, are you like nobody? Oh my god, there's so many things wrong with this. I don't even know where to begin. Hey Israel, just go talk to Israel. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they're just eager to be friends with you. I'm sure they're just eager. Like, all that talk about like ending the existence of every single one of you, wiping you off the map. I mean, guys, even the Palestinians are not as harsh. The Palestinians are like, this is our land. You guys stay over here, and we overstay here, and give us our country. And you can. I mean, I know Hamas doesn't say that. Okay, Hamas is like, talks like Iran. Hamas is like, yeah, no, you all need to stop breathing. Okay, but a lot of Palestinians are like, how about we just have this country over here, and you guys have a country over there? Okay, that's what Palestinians are for. Iran is like, no, no. What country over here for Israelis? That's so cute. That's so cute. You guys, we make the sea your country. That's literally what they say. Okay, they're like, you guys. I mean, you guys don't need a country. Countries are for people who breathe. That's what the Iranians would say. Okay, you guys, why would you even need a country? You're not going to be around to need a country once we're done with you. That's what the Iranians think. Okay, so they don't. This whole idea of two-state solution, one-state solution, Iran has moved beyond that. Iran is like, it's not that they want to end this country. Is that they believe there's no such thing as Israel as a country. Like, this is just like they just think this is make believe. This is all Palestine. It's not like Israel and Palestine. Iran is like, this is all Palestine. They call this whole area occupied Palestine. They don't even recognize Israel as a country. They call it occupied Palestine. All of it. Not this area and that area. All of it, they call it occupied Palestine. And you want to like, hey, yeah, Israel, go become friends with people who don't even recognize you as a country. Like, if Israel was to speak to Iran, like, which country are you representing? That's how Iran are. Like, you guys are talking to us as if you're a country. Like, you guys shouldn't even exist. You want to be friends with us? You shouldn't even exist as a country. That's what Iran thinks. YouTube. Oh my God, YouTube gods. Guys, everybody pray to the YouTube gods. That's not what I think. Israel, I recognize Israel as a country. God damn it, YouTube. If you strike me, I don't know what to do. There's nothing I could do. Just please don't strike me. Please don't strike me. This is not what I'm saying. This is not what I'm saying. It's the Ayatollahs in Tehran. Okay, don't strike this channel. God damn it, YouTube. You know what? Screw yourself. YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. Don't strike us.
In the Levant. Having allies, or at least an understanding with the
Yes, Adam. Wow, we have a citizen of AR. Adam Rickster is a citizen. Wow, we'll issue passports at some point. We have occupied Palestine ambassador in Iran. Yes. Oh my God.
outer periphery would strengthen Israel's northern
Smithy, I don't know if you want me to read these comments because you're not tagging Atheist Republic.
flank.
Yes, I need to be more careful. You're right, Marco.
Now, naming these geopolitical objectives one by one may seem reasonable or doable, but
No, it may not. Just listing these things might seem doable. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, listing these. What did he say? What's his wording?
understanding with the outer periphery would strengthen Israel's northern flank. Now, naming these geopolitical objectives one by one may seem reasonable or doable.
No again. Oh yeah, just naming them one by one makes them seem doable. I mean, you named them, and it did not seem doable to me. At least not to me. Like, oh yeah, I just named one of the options. Okay, so I have a list here. Okay, Israel, how about you make peace with the Palestinians? Okay, and then make peace with the Turkey, and while you're at it, also make peace with the Iranians, okay? And I know if I'm listing these, it just means naming them one by one, make it seem like it's doable. No, it doesn't make them seem doable. What are you talking about? Just make peace with the Iranians. Yeah, it seems easy when I read them like that.
But one thing to consider is that these goals can only be pursued while Israel maintains control over the nearby strategic heights.
No, it's not doable at all. What are you talking about?
It's not fair or just. It violates international law while also stoking tensions.
Yeah, actually, this was a very important point. Okay, as much as I'm making fun of his list, this is very true. Okay, because there are these areas that Israel. Okay, so I think this whole West Bank area, Israel should be like, you know what? Screw it. We're out. I mean, it should have. It's too late now. Okay. The whole purpose of the settlements was for the sake of done so fast and so strategically, so that when somebody came and like, hey, can we move out of the West Bank? They were like, oh no, we have these interwebs of like settlements all over the region, and people move there. Like, yeah, good luck with pulling out now. Oh, that's what she said. But if we did this earlier, I would be against the settlements in the West Bank. Okay, but these other areas that he's highlighting, like this area and this area, and especially the Golan Heights, I would be like, okay, yeah, I understand that that's violates international laws. Maybe if you just go and grab these, but I can see that why you need it for survival. Okay, I can see why you need this, and this for survival. Okay, it makes strategic sense. Okay, but come on, the West Bank, it doesn't make strategic sense. It's just biblical. This is just biblical.
Heights. It's not fair or just. It violates international law while also stoking tensions. But going back.
So you think it's not fair and just, but it's just how it is. It doesn't seem like it's fair. It violates international laws, but it is what it is. It is what it is. If you want to survive, at some point, there are some strategic places that you cannot give up. You guys agree?
To the 1967 borders is practically impossible.
Yeah, the 1960. Yeah, that's impossible. Be like, oh, go back to the 1967 borders. Yeah, okay. Once we start, we'll do that when we're tired of living. Okay.
Doing so would subject the Israeli heartland to devastating rocket and artillery barrage.
Yeah,
and likely split the nation in two.
Likely split the nation in two. There wouldn't be a nation left if you do that. It would be over by like in a week.
And it's not fair, but it's just the reality on the ground.
Yes, exactly. There are some strategic parts that Israel holding doesn't seem fair, doesn't seem fair to the people that are living there. It doesn't seem like it's in accordance with international laws, but it's the reality on the ground. If they give up those if they give up those strategic areas, they're putting the lives of every single Israeli at risk. And again, those strategic areas, I understand why they have to hold them. But there are other areas which it doesn't make sense for them to hold. And they're actually increasing the risk to the Israelis and to Israel as a whole, as a nation, by holding them. They just can't get over it because it's in the Bible. And those areas, they should have never been holding. Again, I'm telling you, if you go over all the reasons, I mean, this whole like, oh, these areas are strategically, like those areas, it doesn't make much strategic sense. In fact, if you look at it, most of the initial reasoning behind it was, first of all, actually, a good thing I remember this because I read this a long time ago. The people that went to the West Bank, it wasn't even the government. Did you guys know this? How many guys know this? Tell me if you know this. The people that went to the West Bank, the government, when they won the war, it was just the religious people were like, they just jumped and went. The government was like looking the other way. The Israeli government was looking the other way, and then the whole bunch of religious people were like, we're just gonna go to this land over here where Abraham promised us. Do you guys knew this? Did you guys knew this? That it wasn't even the government to begin with that went to those religious areas? It was just the religious people that just went and settled there, and the government was like, what are you guys doing? And like, this is our home now. And like, I don't think that's how things work. Like, no, this is our home now. This is our God. Our God gave us this land, and we're just gonna stay here. Are you gonna protect us, huh? Israeli government, are you gonna protect us? And the government was like, I mean, I'm not gonna like this is religion and stuff. I can't just be like be anti-biblical on you, and you guys are already there and you have houses. It's gonna look really bad if I pull out all these religious people out of these houses, and I can't just let you live there by yourself because you idiots are gonna die because you're in hostile territory. I mean, I can't pull you out of there and I can't leave you alone. I guess let me send you some military support. Like, thank you. I mean, we don't need it. We have God on our side, but thank you, I guess. Okay, so that's basically that's basically my version of how historically all of this happened. But originally, it wasn't even the goddamn government that went to the West Bank area. But then it started making political sense to keep defending these religious morons because the religious morons always know how to take advantage of politics, okay? And they're like, oh, okay, we could get votes like this, okay? These, and they started, sponsoring cheap housing in West Bank, and people were like, oh, wow, we could be biblical and get, houses in the middle of hostile territory. But hey, we have our own private taxpayer-funded security team, the best in the world. So I guess it's fine. And a whole bunch of more religious people kept on moving there, and it kept more and more, and it became a really good way of grabbing votes, right? So it became very, very political, and it was all because of religion. And now when people are looking at it like, guys, why are you doing this? This doesn't make any sense. This is not helping. You guys are turning the international community against you. You guys are involving a whole bunch of Palestinians that at some point you're going to have to make citizens. So that's going to turn your demographics all Arab, which you guys seem not to like. So this is going to, at some point, you're going to look like an apartheid state. And if you want to end that, these people have to become citizens. And if they become citizens, you're going to stop being a Jewish state. So why do we even need this land? Maybe stop doing that. Strategically, this doesn't make that much political sense. I mean, the Golan Heights and those other two areas made sense, but this is not that much in your favor. I mean, why are you doing this? It's religious reasons, isn't it? No, you're gonna be like, no, this is a buffer zone. It's a buffer zone. It's a buffer zone. Well, like, again, those other areas makes more like, if you look at this reasoning behind why those other areas are strategically in their favor, it's like, oh, this is the highland, oh, this gives us access to the sea, like, okay. But for this whole West Bank area, like, it's a buffer zone. That's it. Like, yeah, well, I mean, well, now that you have a buffer zone, are you going to need a buffer zone for your buffer zone? Because just calling it a buffer zone, that's not enough for it to be strategically in your favor. I don't know.
Some territorial concessions can be made, but only in areas of lower elevation. That explains why Israel withdrew from the Sinai Peninsula and the Gaza Strip, yet is...
But, okay, fine. The West Bank is a bit higher as well, okay? But again, I don't know what this whole higher means. Like, hey, I'm above you, so I win. But I guess that's how it works.
Unwilling to leave the Golan Heights or the West Bank.
Yeah, okay, fine. The West Bank is also a bit higher. But come on, the Golan Heights made a lot more sense than the West Bank. The West Bank is like a whole area. It's like a giant area. It's like, we're going to have all of this because it's a bit higher. I mean, no, I don't think so. If you study the history, it wasn't this is like the West Bank. Again, I told you guys that there's going to be a counterpoint at the very end. So there's a lot of people in Israel that are saying that the West Bank, saying that we're capturing the West Bank, they're trying to make it seem secular by saying that makes strategic sense, okay? But even Zionists are calling BS on that, okay? I met Zionists that are saying capturing this area does not make any strategic sense. It's only cost us, okay? I will give you the Golan Heights, but because that was, yes, for sure. But the whole West Bank, all of that giant area being like, yeah, this makes strategic sense. I mean, just take all over the whole Middle East, be like, for strategic reasons then.
So the occupation is possible, but only in areas of no strategic value. For all intents and purposes, Israel is like a fortress under siege. Its small size means that it cannot afford to lose. It doesn't have a backup plan.
By the way, guys, I'm not kidding. I'm not just saying this. Okay, go look at this up yourself, okay? Because I might come off as biased, and I am biased, okay? Because if you go to Israel and you talk to as many people as you can, you will know that there's two reasons given to you for West Bank, okay? They're religious reasons, and now they're saying strategic reasons. But the strategic reason is new, okay? It's new. If you go look at the history of the only argument for the settlements was religion, okay? This is just like now, like, okay, guys, we can't just be like, my sky daddy wanted me to have this land. I think, like, I mean, yes, I guess you guys think that, but I guess we can't keep telling people that that's why we're here, okay? I guess we have to come up with another excuse. We can't just be like, my sky daddy bought me a gift for Christmas and I'm gonna keep it. Okay, you cannot. That doesn't fly in international relationships and all that. We cannot keep using that argument. Can we just say that this is strategically in our favor? I mean, it's a bit higher. I mean, it's not like the Golan Heights higher, but it is higher. So can we just say that? I mean, guys, come on. This new excuse is pretty goddamn recent, okay? And this is not what I'm saying, okay? I've talked to ex-military Zionists who are telling me this, okay? If I'm wrong, somebody correct me in the comment section, okay? But ex-military Zionists have been telling me that holding the West Bank makes no sense at all, and the only reason why we're there, we as in the Israelis, is that for religious reasons, okay? And this is such a betrayal of the trust of the Israeli people, such a betrayal, such a misuse of government resources, such a, I mean, your job is to defend these people, and you're looking at ancient scripture and you're giving that anyway, given how much risk these people are at and how much you are supposed to defend them, and how much is your responsibility to avoid, to defend them from all their enemies and all the people that wish them harm. You giving even a tiny weight to religious arguments in your political strategy is a crime against your own citizens. And this is what I'm saying. This my opinion of the Israeli government when it comes to you letting all these far right Orthodox Jewish religious parties becoming more and more influential and gambling with Israeli lives because they want to have a place in the promised land. Okay, they want the promised land even if it comes at the cost of Israeli lives. And I'm not exaggerating, because whenever you make a decision that is not based on how can we protect Israeli lives, then it comes at the cost of risking Israeli lives. Okay, this is why I'm saying Judaism is against Israel. Okay, Judaism in so many other ways as well, which I have covered in other videos. Okay, when it comes to secularism in Israel, when it comes to education in Israel, when it comes to military in Israel, when it comes to women's rights in Israel, when it comes to gay rights in Israel, everything, Judaism is against Israel. But this is just an additional way that Judaism is also risking Israeli lives. Okay, if I'm wrong on this analysis, you could let me know. You could post your wrong opinions in the comment section. Okay, but it's okay. I'm kidding, by the way. Your opinions could be right, and I could be wrong. It's just not likely, but it could be true. There's a chance, very small chance. Thousands of lives for some ancient bullcrap religious sites built by delusional men 4,000 years ago makes perfect sense. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Yeah.
To survive, Israel will do whatever it takes, even if that means...
Israel will do whatever it takes, except ignoring ancient scripture by magical sky daddies.
Whatever it takes, even if that means breaking the rules and norms.
I accept that. I see that. I see why they sometimes have to do that. But come on. Why are you? I will personally forgive that. Okay, I will personally forgive that, even if it gets international norms, even if it violates human rights. No, not human rights. UN, UN, agreements or whatever. Okay, international laws and all that. Okay, I know Israel was waiting for my forgiveness. Okay, I know they were just like waiting like all these years just for me to come and say like it's okay. That's exactly what they needed, and now they got it. So they get that, but not over this whole religious mumbo jumbo. Okay, not this religious mumbo jumbo. You're playing with people's lives over a goat herder's guide to the galaxy. You're looking at that as your source of political and military strategy, which is insane. It's insane that a country as advanced as Israel gives ancient nonsense even a second thought. I mean, it's unbelievable that we even have to address this. I mean, we're not talking about like third world Islamic countries, okay? We're talking Israel. We're talking about a country that is leading the way in science and technology. And yet their politicians are like, oh, let me see what these people who had no idea how anything works, who had no idea how anything, the universe, the human mind, they had no clue. Let's look at them. These people, they're saying God promised. I guess we should take that seriously. Yeah, amazing that we still have to discuss this in the 21st century, not just by like asshole countries, but even United States and Israel. God damn it, man. God damn it, we're so far behind. How are we so far behind?
I've been your host, Shirvan.
Okay, let me see what you guys are saying now. Marco is saying you were actually right, Armin. Even under international law, a country can ignore certain rules of international law itself if its very existence is threatened. Interesting. I did not know that. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to its very existing being threatened, there's not that many countries that could claim that, other than Israel, right? Like, there's not that many countries that are like, yeah, we had to stop following the rules because if we didn't, we will stop existing. Not that many countries have that excuse, to be fair. Right? Why does Palestine keep yelling at me? Okay, guys, if you want me somebody on my show, go to them and tell them to email us at atheistrepublic.com. I'm tired of chasing after people and then getting ignored by them. Okay, they have to come to us. We might have them on the show if there's somebody important or somebody that knows what they're talking about. Okay, because I have spent so much time chasing people and then saying like, okay, fine, I will meet with you, and then they schedule a time and then they don't show up. Okay, I have a lot of things to do, and I'm behind on many of my tasks. So if somebody wants to be on our show, they have to come to us, and it has to be somebody that knows, like, that has some credentials, or somebody with a big following, and they could email us atheistrepublic.com. There's a contact page there, and then so you go tell them I am done chasing after people and getting nowhere with it. Okay. Don is saying, in Israel, generally, the more secular atheist you are, the more you sympathy with Palestinians, and the more religious you are, the more against. I don't know if that's true. I have been in Israel, and again, okay, you have to give me data. I mean, I have. Okay, so here's the thing. I have no idea if you're saying what you're saying is true, because I've met all sorts of people. Okay, first of all, a lot of Zionists I met in Israel, secular Zionists, okay, that I met, were very. So the people that are pro-Israel and pro-defending Israel are not necessarily anti-Palestinian. In fact, most of them aren't. Okay, so most of the people I met in Israel were sympathetic towards Palestinians and also aggressively wanted to make sure that they defend Israel against all her enemies. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of people think that these are two mutually exclusive positions, but that was not my experience, which could be not representative. Again, I didn't collect this data scientifically, but I'm just saying, if we want to talk about a whole group of people, we can't really judge based on what we heard in the media or our personal experiences. We need to have like some polling data or something, some good polling data. Yes. Marcus saying, but they are not allowed to dismiss the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, for example. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, ignoring international laws does not always mean that you're ignoring human rights, but sometimes it does, and Israel has its share of doing that as well. I mean, which every country does, to be honest. I don't know what that means. I'm not going to highlight it. That was weird. All right. I'm going to... Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to head out. Wow, we've been here for 2 hours. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section once the live is over. Okay? I understand that you might disagree with me, and I understand that if you disagree with me, your opinions are incorrect, but I still enjoy reading them. Okay? So leave all your wrong disagreements with me in the comment section, and I will check them out. And there's a slight chance that you may be proving me wrong on something. Okay, so just for that slight chance, again, it's very unlikely, but for that slight chance, please leave them there and I will consider it. Okay, I will read them and I will consider them. But I will tell you in advance that if you disagree with me, you're probably a moron. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say. I'm telling you what you need to know. Okay. I know I could just like be nice and be like, oh, it's okay. We're both right to some extent and all, but it's probably not true. It's probably because you have a moronic take and you're just not appreciating how nuanced and deep my thought process is. Okay, but it's okay. You can keep watching Atheist Republic, and you will at some point get slightly closer to where I am. It's never gonna get close, but just slightly higher, and just getting even a little bit closer to where I am is going to make you a lot more intelligent than all your friends. Okay, so make sure you subscribe and take advantage of all the hikmah. The hikmah. We have hikmah on this channel, and we are giving it out for free. For free. So subscribe and take all this hikmah. It's your dharma. It is hikmah. It is Jesus coming in your butt. It's Jesus coming inside your heart. All of the religions, the mumbo jumbo, every single one of them, do it. It's enlightenment. Everything is nirvana. All of them here at Atheist Republic, only at the price of subscribing. Do it. Do it now.